Welcome everyone to Unscripted Coding. Today I want to show you a video game I've been building and talk you through about some of the tools and techniques I've used to leverage AI to build this. So this is Architect of the Valley, and you can check it out at architectofthevalley.com. And very quickly, this game is all about building a tomb for a series of pharaohs. And so in this case, you could see the intruders breaking through and being able to loot the tomb. And so your goal, of course, is to build a tomb that will withstand 1,000 years of intruders or many thousand years of intruders. And so here, as you progress through the game, you're going to see more and more intruders come in. You're going to have access to more and more chambers and traps. And so let's just build another one, a hidden door, a pit of stakes. Let's make this more interesting. Let's just have them perish when they go into the stakes. And we'll make it look kind of cool as well. Oh, okay. So what's fun is you can see the intruders come through, and there's a story that goes along with it. Of course, different types of intruders are able to get past different traps. Here you can see we saw 2 warbands and a heretic priest. These intruders will be able to bypass, for example, the warband is much more capable of getting past these physical kind of traps like a pit of stakes, whereas a heretic priest might be beaten by that, but it might be stopped by a hidden door or a curse or something like that. Before I go any further, I wanted to show you how interesting things have been because this idea has been in the back of my mind for quite some time. This style, this look, I mean, I like ancient Egypt, so the idea has always come to me. You might have seen images and cross sections of tombs. Oops. Uh, like this one, in which you see how a tomb is built in cross section. This one's probably the best one here. And I've always wondered, oh, it'd be fun to be able to build my own. To really prove that out is, for longtime viewers of this channel, we have done a couple of videos building this type of game years ago. And so this one, not the more popular one, but the further along one, was also from Claude Code. Actually, this one was from Claude Artifacts, and you can see it is a far more rudimentary game. Right here, you can see that the design is, of course, far less impressive. You really only have one path down, and you have these kind of chambers that are AI generated. It looked kind of cool back then. It looks very basic in comparison, but you have to understand, back then it was still very revolutionary for me to be able to say, I want to build this tomb game. You just have sprites walk down along the path, and a blue character is able to unlock and disable a blue chamber but cannot get past a red chamber, something like that. And you can see that the time I was thinking it through. It's amazing that 2 years later, I had been able to build something that's not quite as polished as this, but quite polished in one prompt with Claude Code. I was using Fable 5 to lay out the groundwork, and then I moved on to Opus and used a bit of Codex as well to supplement it. I guess the best part to start is to look at the file structure that I had. And you can see that even today, I am still trying to build out certain pieces. I wanted the sign, the header and the footer to look a bit better. But one of the funnest things I thought is that I created a series of mockups. Now, Google has tools like this called Stitch, which is really, really good for UI work. But when it comes to something like a game, you kind of have to ask it to just create mockups rather than use any built-in tools. Um, the look and the style of the game uh, can look drastically different. And so I wanted to show one of the early versions um, was this. And you can see that it directly looks like some of probably this picture very, very closely. The beige background, the colors being selected. It's quite a different style. I think it's quite sharp and looks pretty good as well. But what I did was ask it for a series of three mock-ups. And so what you were looking at was one of them, and another one was this painted limestone one, or as it's called. I think the colors are a bit sharper and it's kind of cool looking, but ultimately I really liked this one. I didn't think I would, but the dark style, how it pops up, how it highlights, it all looks really, really good. Um, So that's mock-ups, and you can see that I continued using this technique. Once I got a bit further and had the gameplay down, I wanted to make it mobile friendly, and so here is one version that was presented, different kind of looks, different stages, how it would look. There's another version that was available, and this one as well. And some of the pieces should be should have been slightly interactive as well. And so you get to play around with this, and this is a really cheap way, token-wise, to build out some looks for you to choose. And so ultimately, I know that my mobile version looks like this version, but I also asked it to take elements from version 2 and 3 as well. And basically was taking screenshots saying, I like this, I like that, but I really don't like this. Um, and moving it down. And it keeps coming. And so I wanted to build out a story mode. And so let me show you really quickly. There is a story mode to this game, and what was necessary was to build out a way to track your progress throughout multiple pharaohs. And once again, this is just a conversation that you're having with the AI to go, hey, I want to build out a story mode. Now, having a clear idea always helps, but it's equally possible to fork off a conversation, to brainstorm ideas, to build it out. And so in this case, I figured let's serve multiple dynasties of pharaohs. You're representing, of course, not a person, but a family that lives through the lives of many, many, many pharaohs, and your goal is to keep serving them one dynasty after the next and the next. And to keep this working, you also see that I couldn't stick within the Valley of the Kings, and so I had some pyramid age designs as well. Basically, still the same game, and we can build downwards to do different things. I think the single coolest thing is you might see a lot of people building Mario Kart, Star Fox, 3D kind of games that make it really, really impressive visually. But what I enjoyed about this game, and I'm hoping I can pull this up, yes, is that I had these discussions about trying to make the game fun and difficult and trying to balance the difficulty of the game. The beauty with something simple like this game is that it was able to run uh, tens of thousands of simulations in a Monte Carlo way. And that means that it stripped out all of this look and design, and it just ran the game in the back tens of thousands of times and gave me a spread. How many times, what it chose differently in chambers and snares, what worked really well, what didn't, and allowed me to balance the game. Now, it could and it did automatically do this a few times, but what it also created was uh, this particular tool. I'm not going to pretend like I used it a ton, but it does visualize how many times things succeed, how many times things get passed. And we can choose different ways to optimize it. And so the difficulty here has been adjusted. And so when it comes to, say, this one with the Chronicles, the renown required to move from one level to the next has been very carefully selected so that tens of thousands of runs of these randomized people that show up to your tomb, that I would like in easy mode, roughly 80 to 85% of the times somebody will pass those thresholds. And at the difficult levels, only 20 to 25% of people should be able to pass. Um, I think that was incredibly useful, and it made an immediate difference. What's interesting is, as I was using Claude Code to build this, is it was already doing some basic calculations and simulations along the way. The other thing I wanted to mention is that at the very end, this particular tab, I've talked about balance a few times. I took a bit of a gamble because you can see my early vision was quite a simple puzzle game in which, blue stops blue, red stops red, or rather, I think red gets past red, blue gets past blue. But I started having to fiddle with different mechanisms. So here you can see that these two, the dread and the map charted, are two new mechanisms that I talked through the AI to create to make sure that it is a fun game with a bit of unpredictability, but a bit more of the puzzle aspects. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one or two more rounds here. And we're going to see more and more of these chambers and snares available. Um, what's interesting is that this game started as just an endless mode. And so my vision was you would keep going and try and hold on, 11 reigns or 100 reigns or 1,000, and you just keep building tombs for pharaohs. And theoretically, if I had the time and energy, I'd just keep building more snares. And I guess by 10,000, you might have rocket ships and laser beams and so on. The story is something that I am really proud of because that is something that requires more of a human touch. And so the idea that you're an architectural family, that you're competing with others, that there are events that show up that affect your game. And so, for example, here you're seeing an event show up. There has been a strike in the reign of Khafre. Some of these are tied to real historical events. There may be a flood or something, or a disease, and they affect the game. And here, there just isn't enough workmen, so you can't do more than 9 chambers or snares. That's more than enough. We're playing it on easy mode, but you can see that we can build it in different ways as well. And so ultimately, I found it really fun. I find it really rewarding because you can see that I've had this idea for a very long time, and being able to build it without putting that much time into it is going to change things. I wonder how working and leisure and games and technology will look in the future, because as long as you have a few hours, you can build something very comparable to this in very little time. I may be interested in ancient Egypt, but you can build an obscure, Transylvania type game, or you can set it in somewhere obscure like the Arctic or the Antarctic, where there aren't a ton of games being built in that time or geographic location. So, anyways, I'm going to stop here. My major tips here is one, do a lot of mock-ups. Two, to try and run Monte Carlo Sims, because it's one thing to build Mario Kart. It looks very impressive, but another to hit the right balance for puzzle games. Third is to just have discussions, talk to the AI, take some of their ideas, reject a lot of them because there are bad ideas, and hopefully, if you have something that you're excited about building, that you're able to build it out. Um, if you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe. And if you like this game, it is on architectofthevalley.com. It's not fully complete. I'm still building it out, and I'm still going to make changes along the way, but I think it's perfectly playable and fun right now. Let me know if you didn't have fun. I'm always mining for ideas as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.